everyone, welcome to our video. Today we're gonna talk about agreement in complex sentence. Don't worry, we'll explain it in simple and relaxed way. First, let's talk about the agreement. Agreement or subject-verb agreement means that the verb has to match the subject. For example, she likes coffee and they like coffee. Sounds easy, right? But it can get confusing when the sentence becomes longer. That's where complex sentence are coming. A complex sentence has one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. For example, she feels happy because she studies hard. In long sentences like this, we sometimes don't know which subject the verb should follow. So in this video, we will explain agreement in main subordinate clauses, agreement in relative clauses, collective noun and indefinite pronouns, and common mistakes. So let's move on to the next part that will explain by my friends.
Hey everyone, welcome to our video. Now let's talk about argument in main clauses and the servant clauses. The most important thing to remember is the clauses have its own subject and verb. For example, the teacher explained the reason because the student needs help. Here, the teacher continually explained and the student continually needed. Even though the sentence alone is long, the verb does not agree with the closest noun. It agrees with the real subject. And common mistakes look like this: the confidence of the student of the improving, and the confidence of the student in improving. Why? Because the subject is confidence, not student. So always find the subject first and the closest the convert verb. And the next material was brought to my friends. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Okay, next let's talk about relative clauses. Relative clauses usually use words like who, which, or that. In a relative clauses, the verb must agree with the noun being discussed, not the nearest word. For example, she is the student who works hard. The word who refers to student, which is singular, so we use works. Now compare it with this. They are the student who work hard, because student is plural, the verbs becomes works. Another example, the books that are on the table are mine. Here that refers to books, so the correct verb is are. Relative clauses are very common in academic writing, so it's important to pay attention to agreement here. Thank you.
Now, let's move on to collective nouns and indefinite pronouns. Collective nouns are words that refer to a group like team, family, commit, and audience. Even though they describe many people, they are usually treated as singular. For the example, the team is preparing for the match. In a complex sentence, the team is confident because it has practiced a lot. However, if we focus on the members individually, we can use a plural verb. For the example, the team are arguing among themselves. Next, indefinite pronouns such as everyone, someone, nobody, and each. These words may sound plural, but they are actually singular. For the example, each of the students has finished the segment.
This video was helpful. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.